Good morning, students. This is Latif sir. This is my second video on coordination compounds. In the first video, I have already discussed about different what is coordination compound and types of coordination compounds and different terms related to coordination compounds or complex compounds and how to calculate oxidation number. You have to practice more and more of calculation of coordination number and naming of IPAC naming of coordination compounds, and you have to see the name of different types of ligands from your book. It is given in your book a list of different types of ligand and their name also. Okay, and you have to remember that you have to read the types of different types of ligands: monodentate, bidentate, polydentate, like this, with the examples also. Okay, so today in this video I'm going to discuss about isomerism in coordination compounds. Coordination compounds exhibit different type of isomerisms such as structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerisms are two types. One is geometrical, another is optical isomerism. So first, structural isomerism. Structural, in this type of isomerism, isomer have similar chemical formula but different bonding pattern. In structural isomerism, the bonding pattern is different. Okay, and now see different types of structural isomers or isomerism. First, linkage isomerism. First, linkage isomerism. In this type of isomerism is shown by the coordination compound having ambidentate ligands such as nitro, NO2, SCN, thiocyanide. Okay, when these ambidentate ligands are present in the coordination compound, then the compound then the isomerism shown by the compound is linkage isomerism. For example, say there are two coordination compound given. First, CONH3 whole 5 NO2 Cl, and second coordination compound is CONH3 whole 5 ONO Cl. These are two coordination compound. These are two isomer of each other. Okay, and in this case the isomerism is linkage isomerism because the chemical formula of both compound is same. But in the first example, first compound CONH3 whole 5 NO2 Cl, NO2 is bound with cobalt, CO, central metal cobalt, through nitrogen donor site, in the first example. NO2 is bound with the cobalt metal, central metal cobalt, through nitrogen donor site. And in second case, the NO2 group, that is ONO, is bound with cobalt metal, central metal, through oxygen donor site, through oxygen. So linkage in both compound, in this both compound, linkage is different. Similarly, in pentamine, these are the IPAC name of these two compounds: pentamine nitrito N. That means nitrito N means bond formation. In this case, in the first case, this is the IPAC name of the first compound, pentamine nitrito N, cobalt 3 chloride, and the IPAC name of the second compound is pentamine nitrito O. That means here bond is formed through oxygen side, and in the first case bond is formed through nitrogen side. Okay. Second type of isomerism is coordination isomerism. This type of isomerism arises from the interchange of ligand between cationic and anionic complex of different metal ion present in the complex. So coordination isomerism, this type of isomerism arises from the interchange of ligand between cationic and anionic complexes. Say two structure are given, two compounds are given. In the first case, the compound is CONH3 whole 6 COCN whole 6. This is one compound, and CONH3 whole 6 CrCN whole 6. Okay, the first compound is hexamine chromium, 3, hexamine chromium 3, hexacyanido cobaltate, and the IPC name of the second complex is hexamine cobalt hexacyanido chromate 3. Okay, so in first case you can see six ammonia molecules are directly attached with central metal chromium, and 6 cyano group cyano ligands are directly attached with the central metal cobalt. Okay, this entire molecule is one isomer, and this entire molecule is another isomer. And in these two example, both the part of the compound are complex, that is cationic part and anionic part, both parts are complex compound. Okay, and these two isomer are coordinate isomer because in this in these two example, interchange of ligand occur. uh, just just interchange the ligand. If you interchange ammonia with cyanide ligand and cyanide with ammonia, you will get this structure. Okay, so coordination isomer are formed or by interchanging ligands between cationic and anionic complexes. Next type of isomerism is ionization isomerism. This type of isomerism arises due to exchange of ionizable ion, and this type of isomers forms different types of ions in aqueous solution. Okay, for example, CONH3 whole 5 SO4, CONH3 whole 5 SO4 Br, and CONH3 whole 5 Br SO4. In this case, SO4 is present within the coordination sphere, and in this case, in the second structure, bromine is present in the coordination sphere. In the first case, bromine is present as counter ion, and in the second case, SO4 is present as counter ion. Okay, and if you dissolve the first compound, that is CONH3 whole 5 SO4 Br, you will get existence of CrNH3 whole 5 SO4 plus and Br minus. And if you dissolve the second compound, CONH3 whole 5 Br and SO4, you will get existence of CrNH3 whole 5 Br plus Br2 plus cation and SO4 2 minus ion. So you will get different types of ion when ionization isomers are dissolved in water. Next, solvate isomerism. This is arise solvate isomerism. This is also known as hydrated isomerism because defined number of water molecules are present within the coordination sphere. And this is in this isomerism, water is taken as solvent, and it has different number of water molecule in the coordination sphere and the outside of the coordination sphere. So in the here three example of 3 coordination compounds given, and these 3 coordination compounds are isomer of each other. So in the first example, CONH3 whole 6 Cl3, 6 water molecules are present within the coordination sphere and no water molecule are present outside of the coordination sphere. In second case, CONH3 whole 4 Cl2, and outside of this coordination sphere Cl dot 2H2. So 2H2 molecule in the second example, 1H2 molecule is present in the within the coordination, 4 water molecules are present within the coordination sphere, and 2 water molecules are present outside of the coordination sphere. And in the third example, COH2 whole thrice Cl3 dot 3H2. In the third coordination structure isomer, you can see 3 water molecules are present within coordination sphere and 3 water molecules are present just outside of the coordination sphere. So these three structure are isomer of each other, and this type of isomerism is known as solvate isomerism. Now stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism have the same chemical formula and chemical bond. Okay, here chemical bonds also same. The bonding types of bonding is also same, but they have different spatial three-dimensional arrangement of different arrangement of ligands. So stereoisomer have the same chemical formula and chemical bonds also. In a structural isomerism, the bonding is different. Okay, but in a stereoisomerism, bonding is also similar, but they have different spatial arrangement, and these are two types. The stereoisomerism are two types. First one is geometrical isomerism, and these are cis and trans cis and the geometrical isomer are two types. One is cis, another is trans. And this isomerism is common in complex with coordination numbers 4 and 6, that is in case of square planar complex and in case of octahedral complex. Square planar complex and octahedral complex generally show geometrical isomerism, that is cis-trans isomerism. So first, see coordination geometrical isomerism in complex with coordination number 4. Coordination number 4. Coordination number 4 coordinated compounds are two types. One is tetrahedral, another is square planar. Tetrahedral complexes do not show geometrical isomerism. You have to remember, tetrahedral complexes do not show geometrical isomerism, but square planar complexes of formula MX2L2, where X and L are monodentate ligand. Okay, like PtCl2NH3 whole twice. PtCl2NH3 whole twice. This is uh, this type of complex, where M is the metal, central metal, X and L are two types of different types of ligand, and they are monodentate or unidentate ligand. So 4 coordinated tetrahedral complexes do not show geometrical isomerism or cis-trans isomerism, but 4 coordinated square planar complexes of formula MX2L2, where M is the central metal and X and L are unidentate ligand, they show geometrical isomerism. The two X ligand may be arranged adjacent to each other. In cis isomer, the both X similar type of ligand are arranged adjacent to each other, and if they are arranged opposite to each other, then it is known as trans isomer. Okay, if both the ligand in a square planar complex of formula MX2L2, if both X similar type of ligands are placed on the adjacent position, okay, then it is known as cis isomer. You can see this is the 6 pt, and the coordination complex is pt nh3. The example is, I'm writing the name of the I'm writing the complex pt nh3, then first bracket nh3 whole thrice, pt nh3 whole thrice whole twice cl2. This is the actual compound. Okay, and this compound has two isomer, one is cis, another is trans. Okay, and the sixth isomer look like this. In cis isomer, both Cl are and both NH3 molecule are placed are arranged on the adjacent position, but in trans isomer you can see the similar type of ligands are placed opposite to each other. Okay, so if the 2X ligand are arranged adjacent to each other, then it is known as cis isomer, and if they are arranged opposite to each other, then it is known as trans isomer. Okay. And square planar complexes of type MAVXL, that is, four ligands are different. AVXL are unidentate ligand and they are different ligand, and they show three isomer, two are cis and one is trans. For example, PTNH3 BRCL pyridine PY. Okay, and this type of complexes, when four ligands are different and present in a square planar coordination complex, they show two cis isomer and one trans isomer. Okay, and in this example, you have to take Br and Cl as similar type ligand, and although they are not similar, but they are similar type, both are halogen, and NH3 and pyridine as similar type of ligands. Okay, now geometrical isomerism in complex compound having coordination number 6. Geometrical isomerism in complex compound with coordination number 6, that is octahedral complexes. Octahedral complexes of formula MX2L4, 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 in which the 2x, if the 2x ligand are arranged on the adjacent position, then this is known as cis isomer, and if they are arranged opposite to each other, then it is known as trans isomer. You can see, if the similar ligand, if the X ligand are placed adjacent to each other, then it is known as cis. Okay, and if these two X ligand are placed opposite to each other, then this is known as trans isomer. This is actually octahedral complex. For example, CONH3 whole 4, CONH3 whole 4 Cl2 plus. This is the coordination entity, coordination compound. Example, CONH3 whole 4 Cl2. This compound can show cis and trans isomerism. Okay, octahedral. This is octahedral complex because 6 ligands are present, and you have to draw the structure like this, like cis and trans. Okay, just replace the X with Cl atom and L with NH3 group, that is the ammonia molecule. Octahedral complexes of formula MX2A2, where X is the unidentate ligand but A is the bidentate. In this type of compound, X is unidentate but A is bidentate ligand. So one A is each bidentate ligand, each bidentate ligand has two donor site. Okay, so this is also octahedral complex MX2A2, where X is monodentate and A is bidentate ligand. For example, COCl2 COCl2 cobalt dichloro and two ethylene diamine molecule NH2 CH2 CH2 NH2, which is represented as EN. EN means ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2 diamine. So here EN is a bidentate ligand. Each EN has two donor site, so 2 EN has 4 donor site, and Cl is a monodentate ligand. And this type of octahedral complex, that is MX2A2, this type of coordination complex, octahedral complex, can show two types of geometric stereoisomer, that is geometrical isomer, cis and trans isomer. Okay, all this structure are given in your book properly. Just remember the term geometrical isomerism in octahedral complexes, and find out the structure of this octahedral complexes. All these are given in details in your book. Okay, you have to read about geometrical isomerism, structural isomerism. All are given in your book in details. Okay, and next, in octahedral complex of formula MA3X3, A3X3 where X and both X and A are monodentate ligand. If three donor atom of the same ligand occupy adjacent position at the corner of an octahedral face, then it is known as facial. And when the similar type of ligand, when the similar type of ligand are arranged or are placed or are occupy the position around the meridian of the octahedron, then it is known as meridional isomer. That is two type of isomer is isomer, facial and meridional. That is face or FAC or MAR isomer. So the octahedral complexes of formula Ma3X3 which can show two types of isomer. One is facial or FAC, another is meridional or MAR, depending upon the arrangement of three similar types of ligands. For example, in CONH3 whole thrice, NO2 whole thrice, CONH3 whole thrice, NO2 whole thrice. In this example, in this complex, you can see two isomer of this complex. Okay, this one is facial and another is meridional. Okay, so FAC and MAR isomer, you have to practice of writing this structure. And now optical isomerism. See, optical isomerism, these are complexes which have chiral structure. Chiral structure means all the ligands are different types. Okay, and it arises when mirror image cannot be superimposed on one another. This is the condition of optical isomerism. When the mirror image of a compound is not imposable of its original structure, then the object or then the substrate is optically active. So optical isomerism, it arises when the mirror image cannot be superimposed on one another, and these mirror image are called enantiomer. And these optical isomers, these are two forms, they are called dextro and levo forms. Now octahedral complexes, tetrahedral complexes with formula MAB whole twice, so optical isomer. And octahedral complexes, only the cis form is optical isomer, optically active. But the trans isomer is optically inactive. Okay, only cis isomer. Octahedral complexes, only the cis isomer exhibit optical isomerism, but square planar complex do not exhibit optical isomerism. Tetrahedral complexes with formula MAB whole twice, where A and B both are bidentate ligand, so optical isomer. Okay, this cis isomer is optically active, but the trans is optically inactive. Trans isomer is optically inactive in case of octahedral complexes. Okay, this is because in case of cis isomer, the mirror image of the cis isomer, which is not superimposable with its original structure. Now bonding in coordination compounds. You have to read about Warner's theory. This theory tells about coordination compounds, about the bonding in coordination compounds. So Warner's theory, according to Warner's theory, metal exhibit two types of valencies. Two types of valencies. One is primary valencies, another is secondary valencies. Primary valency corresponding to oxidation number, that is oxidation number of the center metal is the primary valency. And primary valency is satisfied only by the anions. And primary valencies, these are ionizable and non-directional. Okay, primary valencies, these are ionizable and non-directional, and secondary valency corresponds to coordination number. This is the corresponds to coordination number Cn of the central metal atom and are satisfied by ligand. So primary valency is the actually oxidation number of the central metal atom and satisfied by anion, and secondary valencies correspond to coordination number of the central metal atom and satisfied by ligand, and secondary valencies are non-ionizable, okay, and directional, and the geometry of the coordination complex is decided by its valencies by secondary valency. Okay, now valence bond theory. You have already learned about valence bond theory in class 11, bonding in complex. So this theory, valence bond theory, VBT, this theory was proposed by uh, Pauling in 1930. According to this theory, when a complex is formed, the metal atom or ion provides empty orbitals to the surroundings ligand, and coordination number shows the number of such empty orbitals, that is the number of empty orbital is equal to the number of is equal to the coordination number, and these empty orbitals hybridize before participation in bonding, and the nature of hybridization depends on the number of metal and depends on the nature of metal and on the nature of approaching ligands. So according to valence bond theory, during formation of coordination complex, first metal atom, central metal atom, forms hybridized orbital by mixing the energy of atomic orbital. Now there are two types of complexes. One is inner orbital complex, another is outer orbital complex. Inner orbital means in this type of complex, inner orbital and outer orbital. Okay, so when d orbitals are used in bonding in complex, the complexes are called, when the outer d orbitals are used in bonding, then the complexes are called outer orbital complex, and they are formed due to weak field ligand. Outer orbital complexes are those complexes in which the outer d orbital of the central metal atom is used in bonding, and these outer orbital complexes are high spin complex, and their hybridization is sp3d2. You have to remember the hybridization of outer orbital octahedral complexes. Okay, hybridization is sp3d2. The outer d orbitals are involved in bond formation, and when d orbital from inner shell, okay, d orbital of n-1 shell are used in in bond formation, then the complex then these are known as inner orbital complexes. When d orbitals of n-1 shell are used, these are known as inner orbital complex, and they are formed due to presence of strong field ligands, and these are low spin ligands, and hybridization of such inner orbital octahedral complexes is d2sp3, d orbital from inner shell. Okay, d2sp3, they are also octahedral safe. So see, in first inner orbital complex of 6 coordinated complex. First example is inner orbital complex CONH3 whole 6. CONH3 whole 6. In this complex, the central metal atom is cobalt, and you have to write first atomic electronic configuration of cobalt. Outermost electronic configuration is 3d7 4s2. But in this complex, cobalt is present as +3 ion. So electronic configuration of CO plus 3 ion is 3d7 3d7 plus 7 to, so 3d6 4s0. Okay, cobalt in plus 3 oxygen state has a electronic configuration like 3d6 4s0. So you have to write the valence electronic configuration of cobalt 3 plus ion, and during formation of this complex you have to remember that NH3 is ligand, and NH3 is a strong field ligand such as CO, carbonyl, NH3, ammonia, cyanide, CN. These are some example of strong field ligand, and ligand uh, Cl minus, I minus. These are weak field ligand, and it is given in your book. You can check the strength of different types of ligand, which are strong field ligand, which are weak field ligand. Okay, here I am saying that ammonia is a strong field ligand. So ammonia, during formation of CONH3 whole 6, ammonia can pair forcefully this unpaired electron. Okay, so pairing of this unpaired electron occur when 6 ammonia molecule are approaching towards the central cobalt metal. After that, all the unpaired electron of CO3 plus ion will be paired due to presence of NH3 6 NH3 ligand. And now this 2d orbital from inner shell and 1s orbital, 4s orbital and 3p or 4p orbital, 3 4p orbitals, they combine and forms d2sp3 hybridized orbital, d2sp3 hybridized, and this type of hybridization is inner orbital hybrid. These type of complexes are known as inner orbital complexes because the 2d orbitals are used from inner shell, from inner 3d cell. Okay, and then after formation of hybridized orbital, then 6 ligand, 6 ammonia molecule will gives 2 electron on each vacant hybridized orbital. Okay, and forms coordinate bond. Each cross means 2 electrons which are provided by ammonia molecule, 2 electrons. Each cross is equal to 2 electrons. Okay, so this type of complex is known as inner orbital complex. Hybridization is d2sp3 hybridization, as all the electrons are paired, in these complexes. Each cross means 2 electrons. Okay, so CONH3 whole 6, this complex is diamagnetic in nature. All electrons are paired, so the complex will be diamagnetic in nature. Now outer orbital complex, example COF6 3 minus, COF6 cobalt hexafluoride. Okay, 3 minus. In this case, here cobalt is also present in plus 3 oxidation state, so you have to write the electronic configuration of cobalt 3 plus ion, which is 3d6 4s0 4p0 4d0. Okay, and now you have to remember that fluoride F is a weak field ligand. Okay, so F cannot pair the inert, cannot pair the d or electrons present in unpaired electron present in 3d orbitals. Okay, as F is a weak field ligand, so no pairing of unpaired electron present in 3d orbitals. So 6f minus ion, 6f minus ion will enter into the 4s, 4p and 4d, 4d orbitals. This 6f minus ion will enter into this 6 orbital, and this 6 orbital combine to give sp3d2 hybridization. And as this the 2 d orbitals involved in this hybridization from the outer shell, that's why this is known as outer orbital complexes. Okay, from 4d cell. Okay, and no pairing of electron in the inner 3d cell, as F minus is weak field ligand, and as you can see here 4 unpaired electrons are present. So COF6 3 minus, due to presence of this 4 unpaired electron, COF6 4 minus 3 minus is paramagnetic in nature. COF6 3 minus is paramagnetic in nature. Now difference between inner orbital and outer orbital complexes given. Okay, inner orbital complexes are formed by presence of strong field ligand. They are low spin complex, and outer orbital complex are formed by in presence of weak field ligand, and they are also called high spin complexes. Okay, and the ligands are called high spin ligands. And hybridization of inner orbital complexes is D2sp. In case of octahedral, it is D2sp3, and in case of octahedral complexes, inner orbital complex hybridization of inner orbital complexes is D2sp3, and in case of outer orbital complex, it is sp3d2. But in case of square planar complexes, hybridization is dsp2. Okay, and four coordinated tetrahedral complexes always forms outer orbital complex, and hybridization is sp3. Now see inner orbital complex, four coordinated inner orbital complex. Example is nickel tetracyanide, NiCN whole 4 2 minus. Here you have to write the electronic configuration of nickel. In this complex, nickel is present as nickel 2 plus ion. Okay, and electronic configuration of nickel is nickel 28, so 3d8 4s2. But electronic configuration of Ni2 plus is 3d8 only, 3d8 4s0. So in nickel tetracyanide, four cyanide group ligands are present, and these cyanides ligands are strong field ligand. So these cyanide CN ligand, 4 CN ligand, can pair up all the unpaired electron present in inner 3d orbitals. So during formation of hybridized orbital, first Cn minus ion will pair the unpaired electron present in inner 3d orbital. These two unpaired electron become paired due to presence of strong field cyanide ligand, and after this the one d orbital from inner shell, one s orbital, 4s orbital, and two 4p orbital. These four orbitals combine to give hybridized orbital, dsp2 hybridized orbitals. Okay, and this is known as inner orbital complexes also. And then four cyanide group will donates their two electron on each hybridized orbital. Okay, forming four coordinate bond. And as in this complex all the electrons are paired, so this complex is also diamagnetic in nature. An outer orbital complex COCl whole 4, COCl4 minus cobalt tetrachloride. 4 chloride are present in this complex. Cobalt is present in +3 oxidation state, so you have to write the oxidation electronic configuration of cobalt 3 plus ion, which is 3d6 4s0. Okay, and as Cl minus is Cl minus ions are present, and Cl minus is weak field ligand. Remember, Cl minus is weak field ligand, so no pairing of inner 3d orbitals electrons, no pairing. And the outer 4s and 3 4p orbitals, outer 4s and 3 4p orbitals combine to give sp3 hybridized orbitals. 4 sp3 hybridized orbital, and then 4 Cl minus ion will donate electron in each sp3 hybridized orbital, forming 4 covalent bond. And in this compound you can also see 4 unpaired electrons are present, so this complex is also paramagnetic in nature. Okay, and this complex is tetrahedral. The shape of this complex is tetrahedral. sp3 hybridization means tetrahedral, and d2sp2 dsp2 means nickel tetracyanide. In this complex, hybridization is dsp2. dsp2 means square planar complex. And now limitation of valence bond theory. This theory could not explain the quantization of magnetic data, existence of inner orbital and outer orbital complex, and change of magnetic moments with temperature and color of the complex. Okay, you have to practice this question, that explain COCl4 minus is paramagnetic in nature. You have to write all this electronic configuration, hybridization, okay, and you have to show the unpaired electron present. Okay, you have to practice this hybridization and this structure, inner orbital, outer orbital complexes of 4 coordinate and 6 coordinate coordination complex. Okay, thank you students.